Good morning, YouTubers. Can you believe it? We had another storm in the forecast for last night, and guess what? All we got was a mess, I call it. There wasn't a lot of snow to it. So, but I gotta push it anyway, because it's half wet, and it's a mess. And people are gonna come up driveway like just happened, and they're going to squat it all down, and then it's going to turn to ice, and then we got a mess, and we don't want a mess like that. It's too hard to move it. So let's just turn on our regular lights, turn on a little bit of heat. Yeah, we had it all battened down, and it was pretty nasty there for a while last night. Said, oh, this might be the big one we're going to get. And not only that, we have another one coming tonight. So, and an hour from here, an hour's drive from here in the city of St. John's, apparently, from what I understand, they have schools and everything closed. So, wow. That's the way it happens out around here. It seems like we live on a very unpredictable area for weather patterns. So we might as well go ahead and live with it, I guess. Anyway, we had such an outpouring of comments on the last video with the Kubota contract thing that I felt that was actually necessary to come back and kind of tell you what we thought of it all. And it was incredible, the response. It was actually way more than we anticipated. And of course, 99.9% of it was 100% positive. Again, you know, you're going to have your haters, but we only had one. We had, I think, I'm thinking 187 comments, and only one was derogatory. And he never had guts enough to post it publicly, so, and I know he's listening. So, I feel that's pretty good. And with regards to Kubota, folks, as I said in the video, this happened 2.5 years ago. It would have been 2.5 years this past October. So for us, it's kind of water under the bridge. Now, I don't understand where people are saying, I'm going to get another tractor. Oh, don't worry. I've said it before in the past that I've been pondering it. And pondering is much different than, put it this way, window shopping is a lot different than actual shopping. What happens to me sometimes is that, you know what, I look at a piece of machinery and it'd be kind of nice to own. But you know, with this Kubota thing, it reminds me of an old saying. And the old saying goes, never throw the baby out with the bathwater. So, and this is a perfect example of not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Here we are, admittedly, with a great product. Japanese engineering at its best. So, we have the small BX 25D, which I always said was probably one of the best built compact or subcompact tractors. Subcompact, compact. Yeah, compact tractors. Early in the morning, folks. That probably were ever built. And yes, it's an arguable statement. But you know what, folks? If you look at our videos and you see what we did with our BX, That should be testament enough. So, getting back to the not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, just because people have disagreements, such as we had with Kubota Canada, and we felt that some people within Newfoundland Kubota we didn't agree with, and we still don't actually. It doesn't mean that you have to sell your tractors and get a different product, because in the end all that hurts is the person with the tractors, because it's obvious Kubota don't care, and and it will hurt us too, you know. Like, we own our tractors. This one here, let me see how many hours is on this thing. 290 hours, and it's been pretty well baby. So, and it's well looked after. It's, well, I feel it's modded like no other. There's mods on it that still haven't been duplicated, and there's mods on it that haven't been shown. So, and the reason why I don't show a lot of mods anymore is not because of the viewers, because I love sharing ideas. Again, it's because of Kubota. You know, like, they've been building the BX for, man, I don't know how long, maybe 12 years or more. And I hear that their new one is coming out, their new little BX with the backhoe, tractor loader backhoe. Guess what it's got? It's got a cutting edge on it. Well, guess where they got that idea? You guessed right. So I don't show much stuff anymore. But that being said, with the BX and this one here, the Grand L, we have a really good combination, and it's a combination that just one machine can't give us. We can go and do our winter work with this thing, because I really don't want to be out in an open station tractor. I mean, if I had to, yes, I'd be, and I would welcome it. But I'll tell you folks, like, I've taken a terrible disliking to cold. I don't like cold. So that being said, I gotta close my garage door, folks. So that being said, like, it's the perfect kit. In the summer, we park this thing. Sometimes we use it if we need to, like, move stone, or if we need to move gravel, and we also like to, you know, we have to go down and push some backfill that was delivered. It's an ongoing thing for us. We enjoy that. That's our backyard, which was fully wood at one time with trees that was after falling down because of a number of tropical storms, and also you know, a number of trees being rotted out and whatnot. So we decided to cut the trees clear of the building, because they were becoming more and more of a hazard each day. And I didn't want to come out some morning during the storm or after a storm and see a great big old tree going down through the roof of the shop or other buildings. So, and we did that. That's why we did it. And of course, we turned the backyard down there into a sandbox. Well, this area we live in here, this is really growing up quick. There's been a lot of new housing here, and of course, we just feel that the work we're doing on our back property is more of an investment. So, if I took these two machines and sold them, which I could sell on a phone call, literally on a phone call, we have to replace them. And I wouldn't be replacing them with two machines, because that wouldn't make sense again. I would replace it probably, well, my two choices were either a Caterpillar or John Deere full-fledged backhoe. That's where my mind was too on it. I never had any intentions on buying another farm-type tractor. Not at all. It would be a full-fledged construction machine. That being said, that one machine wouldn't be as convenient as the two that we have now. I mean, you're getting into a lot of money when you're getting into a full-fledged machine that's going to be parked, well, face it, 90% of the time. So that's where we're to. So it looks like right now, at least right now, we're going to be keeping our Kubotas. Again, you know, I didn't want to give anybody the feeling that we were replacing them because of what happened 2.5 years ago. That's not the case. So sorry if I misled anybody. I really didn't. It wasn't my intention. It was just something that somebody jumped on it one day, and I guess somebody else read the comment and figured, well, if they said it, Paul must be getting a different machine. I did, however, really enjoy the comments. Some were very heartwarming, and we really appreciated them, and others were just downright funny. Like, take the name out of it, paint it green. Love that one. You know? And sorry folks, I had to replace the battery. The battery croaked on me. So yeah, so we had some great comments and really enjoyed them. It's a great bit of fun listening to or reading them. We read them all. The only thing was when you got 187 comments coming in just from one video, plus other comments coming in from other videos, it's impossible to keep up with it. Plus we worked late last night. Yesterday we had a good customer of ours called, and he said, "Hey Paul, we got some trouble with the pickup truck." So I said, "Well, okay." We were out on another job, so I said, "Well, drop it off." And he said, "Well, do you want the plow taken off of it?" And I said, "Oh yeah, the plow would be great if the plow was off it, because I won't have to mess with that." And of course, little did I realize that when it showed up, it had a sander up in the back, and it's an 8-foot box. And it had a sander up in the back, and the sander was full of sand. And it was quite heavy, so I was kind of worried about the weight of it on the ramp. But anyway, we got a 10,000 pound ramp, and it was a 3500 series truck. And well, we ended up getting it done. What I did is I called the mother-in-law over and I gave her the wrenches and said, "There, you can get under there, that's safe. You don't have any worries about that. And I'll pass you in the wrenches." Now we got it done. And then of course, it had this TPMS sensor system on it. And that was lighting up the dash like a Christmas tree. So we ended up putting a few sensors in that and having to reprogram it. So we got that finished up. I don't know, must have been close to supper time. Then we had another chap show up with problems with an auto start. We fixed that as well. And another guy came in with a snowblower part that needed to be welded. So we did that as well. So that's okay, but then we battened down the hatches because, well, we figured, you know what, we got this big storm coming again. And as you can see, we didn't get our big storm coming again. So, but this video is, well, we all agreed that it's not the snow clearing video, it's the commentary, so hopefully you don't get too sick of listening to me ratchet John all the time. Now that's wet, folks. And it's slimy underneath. And over she goes. Hopefully the picture's okay, the quality. Hopefully. we started doing the work around the property a few years back, well, about 3 years ago actually. That's when we bought the BX. And I remember cutting down some trees, and I'll tell you, like, when I cut down a tree here in Newfoundland, I don't take it lightly, because it takes about 50 years for a tree to grow as big as what you see around here. And even by most people's standards, these aren't tall trees. I mean, a 50-foot tree around here is considered a tall tree, at least on this end of the island. And I remember people telling me that, you know, I was a tree hater, and, you know, I didn't respect the environment, and you know what? Well, there's nothing further from the truth, but I'm going to tell you something. When it comes to protecting my property and my family against disasters such as trees falling down through your building, and, you know, and your livelihood, well, the tree is going to lose every time, folks. I'm sorry to say it. Hands down, no decision. The tree's got to go. That's going to threaten my livelihood, threaten the fact that it's going to cost me thousands of dollars in damages if the bugger comes down through the roof. Sorry, tree, you got to go. So that's my stand on it. I don't know what yours is on it. That's why the holy smokes is warm in this thing. I gotta bring some cold air in here. Yeah. A lot of people were commenting about the noise level here in the cab. Well, folks, I still stand by everything I said about the Kubota machine. The Japanese can engineer a perfect tractor. I'm telling you. This is it. The only thing this basically got on it for emissions is an EGR valve. Somebody was saying one time too, boy, you know, you really got to be up on viewers. Somebody saying, what does the missus next door, people next door, think about putting sand up here, or snow up here? Well, actually, about 5 feet of that is our land, so wouldn't be too worried about it. All the same, I don't cause her any grief. I don't mean to cause her any grief, and it hasn't caused her any grief. As a matter of fact, most times if I look over there and she's completely snowed in, I'll go do her driveway for her. And I mean, she's pretty good. I mean, in I don't know, 15 years of doing it, we've actually got a thank you once for it. So I guess thank you is an expensive word to use these days. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be doing it for a thank you. But you guys have all been there. Everybody who owns a tractor ran into situations like that. I'm sure every now and then you'll go out and help your neighbor, and, well, sometimes it don't always work out for the best. It is what it is. Again, I'm kind of taking my time when I'm videotaping. I really take my time, because I'm trying to think about things to talk about. Plus, I'm just, you know, like half your brain is working on a topic, and the other half is working on using a tractor. Well, it might be a good idea to slow down just a wee bit. So you don't want to be running into stuff. Yeah. So, you can see it's really wet, eh? It is very wet. I was going to show you a little trick. It's trick time. I'm going to show you a little trick now in a second. So, okay, you're down in a hole and you're stuck. And you have a hydraulically angled plow. And hang on, I'll go over here and do it. Because it is really slippery here. You can see the ice building up. So you're down in a hole and you're stuck. And you said, oh my Lord, how am I getting out of this? Well, as you're backing up, if You see the force that has? It's actually throwing the back of the tractor. If you apply power in low range, apply power, the same time you back up, I won't say it'll get you out every time, but it'll pretty well get you out pretty well every time. And not only that, if that don't work while you're doing it, well, over by your hind leg, which is your left one, you have that differential lock. So you can put your foot on that differential lock, and when you're in here, put your foot on the differential lock and back out the same way. And believe it or not, I used to do that when I was even using a plow truck. Lots of times I got bottomed out with a plow truck and used the blade to get me out of a jam, especially when I was doing it commercially, because you'd be out 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'll tell you, there's nobody around 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. The only chance you got to find is somebody at 2 or 3, 4 o'clock in the morning is at Tim Hortons. Yeah. But it won't be long, it'll be Christmas. Man, it don't seem like Christmas anymore. Wow. We had our cousins over last weekend. For those who have watched us, it's Marty and Vanessa from Capeland Cove. And remember, he had the deuce and a half, or he still got it actually, deuce and a half. And they came over with their son, and man, I'm going to tell you, we had some fun. We never drank a beer, and we laughed like we were drunk. It was so fun. There's nothing like Christmas to us is being around good people and just having good conversation and a little bit of fun. That's what it's all about. So we'll probably be shutting down for a week or two during the Christmas holidays. It gives us a little bit of time just to unwind. And Christmas, most places around here are kind of slow anyway, because people don't have their minds on getting repairs done. But what we usually do for our customers, we'll tell them, like, we're not going anywhere, we're going to be home, if you get stuck, let us know, and we'll look after you. So, what can you do? There's not much more you can do for people than that. It's no good being a service provider unless you're going to provide some service. So like I say, if I said to you folks, hey, we're getting rid of the Kubotas, and because we didn't like them or something, well, that'd be kind of hypocritical of us, because we're after telling everybody how good they are, and just because there's a few undesirables, or in our opinion undesirables, that work for Kubota, it doesn't mean the machine is bad. So we're going to officially put this to rest as of today and move forward from here. And like I say, the haters are still going to hate. We've had some people also, well, just question the ads that we have on our channel. Well, a lot of the stuff that you see here do have ads, and I'll tell you, they have ads because for the amount of time that we put into doing videos here, we could easily make 20 times the amount of money, 30 times the amount of money by just staying in the shop. So what we do to try to offset the cost of the equipment that we use, and we feel we bring you, regards of quality, not including content, but regards of sound, with regards to HD quality, you know, like, I think we do pretty good in that department. I don't know, you know, like, I've watched a lot of tractor videos. I've watched a lot of videos, period, you know, all kinds. And I think we're pretty well up there with the best of them. I'm not saying we're the best. But we are holding our own. And in order to do that, we have to have some way of picking up equipment, such as, you know, microphones and cameras. And face it, if we weren't doing the videos, we wouldn't need the stuff. So that's where the ads come in. And you know, we've done okay at it. It's I'll tell you, it's no fortune, and I even question at times why we do it, because not only is it costing your money, but you are losing a certain amount of privacy when you're doing it. So yes, we have benefited commercially from it. We have had, like, lots of people come in with vehicles and equipment and saying, here, fix this. And don't say you can't do it. We know you can do it because we watch your videos. Which is kind of complimentary. It's nice. So in that sense, like, it do work out. So that's the reason why for the ads, folks. I won't turn on the beeper because I know it drives some of you out of your mind. And there's not a lot of traffic here right now, so it's not too bad. Yeah. Hey, it's 1 degree Celsius, guys, and gals. It's actually a nice day. It actually is. So, yeah, so that's why the ads. They're a necessary evil. It's like when you're watching TV, or you're watching the news and the ads come on. Well, I know we all hate them, but when you think about it, you know, that TV station or network couldn't exist without those ads. It generates revenue. For us, it don't do anything for our personal lives other than the fact it keeps the channel healthy. It keeps us in a bit of new gear once in a while. And that way, I'm not dipping into our own pockets and such to keep it all going. Because if I did, Kathy would put a stop to it. And I don't blame her. So, there it is. That's the reason for the ads. Gotta try to be careful not to scrape up too many rocks and stuff here. It's kind of nice cleaning up after, well, I won't even call it a storm. I'll call it a snowfall. But you kind of got to get out. We kind of had it all written out. We figured we're going to have a day off for snow day. But it looks like people are starting to get out around now. I guess we're not going to get a snow day, because eventually somebody's going to be in now. I got some welding in there I got to do, but you know how it is. You get up and you're all thinking about your snow day, and you're saying to yourself, well, you know what I got to do I can do tomorrow. Yeah, that's kind of the day I'm having. Now, I just wanted to do a video for you guys to let you know where our mind was to. Like I say, we have nothing against the products, the Kubota product. It's a great product. And I'm not backtracking any. I mean, again, folks, this is 2.5 years ago that this happened. So, looks nice. Now we gotta get down and see if we can straighten out the back here. Somebody asked me what mode that I plow in, because this has got that HSD transmission plus, and you can program it pretty well. And I just pretty well have it on stall guard, just in case I need to use the blower. But I can hit it over here, and it's off altogether now. It wouldn't matter to me at all. I can leave it off. It's not going to make any difference here. The 60 series has a switch under FEL where you can step up the idle while you're lifting. It's a nice feature. A lot of the bigger stuff got that now, but I just throttle her up a little bit, take my time. Same thing, different way of doing it, that's all. You got to watch it too when you're close to a building, when you got a snow blower, or a blow snower as we call it, hanging out over the arse end of her, because you could end up swinging that snow blower into a car or to a building. So you guys be careful now when it comes to that stuff. You don't want much of that going on. And again, the idea of it is to be as safe as possible. You don't want to damage things. Going on. Maybe the remote is in my pocket, is shutting down the GoPro, because it just beeped and went out. So I'll put it all on again, because I'm getting ready to run up for another battery. I mean, this thing shouldn't be going for batteries like that. So I fooled up my mojo, so we got to get my mojo going again, folks. Woohoo! That's heavy. Well, Kathy got the bird feeders kept going the last couple of weeks. Holy smokes. It's so nice to watch them from our dining room. I'll tell you, I think birds are God's greatest animal gift. I just love watching them. And of course, because of birds, humans were always trying to fly. And although I never mentioned it yesterday or the other day in our Kubota contract film, I had mentioned doctors and lawyers and how many different people that watch our channel, and farmers and pipe fitters and all kinds of brilliant people, welders, mechanics. I never mentioned pilots. So, and we have a couple of pilots that I know of. Yeah, Wyatt One Able is a pilot, and Matthew, and our friend Matthew from New Hampshire. I won't say his last name because he might not want that done. And of course, you're never going to find a better pilot than Matthew, because I'm actually familiar with his piloting skills. Won't go into any more detail than that. So it's kind of neat. So a shout out to those two folks again, Matthew and Diane and his two children. Great people. Got a chance to meet them here. You guys seen them in the video. They came in with a motorhome as big as the state of Texas. I don't know if you remember it. Just had a fantastic afternoon with them. It was really, really nice. I just thought I'd bring that up. because the ground is still semi-frozen. You will pick up a little bit of crushed stone. That's not too bad. Where are we to? Where is my remote? I got to go see somebody for a second. Speaking of pilots, let's see how this works.
up there somewhere. There's the bird. And we have 34% battery left. So, but it is windy like you wouldn't believe. Yep.
obstacle avoidance. Cool or what? Ah, that's the warning. The battery is low. So let's take the bird down. See if I can figure out this active track later on. Nothing to it. So I'm going to clean up the rest of this, folks. We're going to call this a day. And hopefully when I get some practice in with this thing, I'll be able to get you some more good footage from the ear with these some drone footage. So you guys take care. God bless.